Hi, this is Stephen Johnson with Joomla Hosting Reviews. Today we're going to install Joomla at Site5 using the standard Joomla installer. This method of installing Joomla is a little bit more involved, but you will get a much better understanding of how Joomla works. It's not too bad though, so let's go ahead and get started. Before you begin, you will need a Site5 account, which goes without saying, access to Backstage, which Site5 will provide you, and you need to have your DNS configured, which means your domain name pointed towards the Site5 servers. If you don't know how to do this, check with Site5 support. They'll be happy to help you out. Step 1, download Joomla. Head over to www.joomla.org/download, and there you'll be able to download a full package of Joomla. And at the time of this recording, 1.7 is the current version, but in the future there'll be new versions out, so you want to get whichever is the newest version. Step 2, log into Site5 Backstage. So you go to backstage.site5.com and enter your username and password there. Step 3, go to the file manager. Once in Backstage, you want to get into Site Admin and then scroll down and look for the File section. Inside of there you'll see File Manager. Go ahead and click on that, and then click again to get to the next screen. Step 4, use File Manager to upload the Joomla package. First, you want to verify that you're in the public_HTML folder, which is the top level folder. Then you want to click Upload and browse for the Joomla package that we downloaded in an earlier step. Then you want to highlight this package and back in the File Manager window, and then the last part is you want to click Extract. Now this will unzip all of your files and folders into the top level folder for you. Another option is you can upload all of these files via FTP to the same top level folder if you're familiar with that. And we won't go into that in this video. We'll just use the Site5 tools. Step 5, go to MySQL Databases. Back in Site Admin, you want to scroll down until you see Databases and then click on the MySQL Database icon. Step 6, now that we're in the MySQL Database screen, we want to create and configure a database for Joomla. So if we want to get a database a name, so just call it Joomla or Joomla 17, whatever is a unique name for your setup. Then we want to create the create database and add user, which will do it all in one step. Step 7 is create the MySQL user. You'll now be prompted to enter the username. Again, this is something unique to you, and then you want to use a strong password. And we highly advise using a separate password for your MySQL user as you use in other parts of the Joomla website. It's just better security that way. Once you have your password entered in, you want to click the Finish button. Step 8, we now start the Joomla installation. So go to your website /installation, or you can just go to your website and it will be automatically routed to the installation folder. Here you want to select your language that you want to go with and then click Next. Step 9, the Joomla pre-installation check. Joomla is now checking out the server environment, and the first section you want all to be yeses. If they aren't yeses, then you need to stop, check the Joomla documentation, and get that going. But with Site5, they should all be yeses. If they're not, there's something not right, and you should contact Site5 technical support. The second part of the screen here is the recommended settings. These are settings that are recommended, but if they are not on or off as they were required or recommended to be, it's not the end of the world, but really if you can get it set to the recommended, you'll be much better off. Step 10, you now want to read the Joomla license, and once you are happy with this, go ahead and click the Next button. Step 11 is the Joomla database configuration. We are now going to enter the information that we created in the Site5 Backstage into our Joomla setup. So first we want to use MySQL then the host name will be localhost. Now we want to enter our username that we set up, and remember it'll be two parts, so it'll be your Backstage username underscore the name that you created. We enter in our highly secure password, the database name, and then the table prefix and the old database process can both be skipped if you aren't familiar with those. If you are familiar, then you'll know what to do. So go ahead and just leave that as default and click Next. Step 12, the Joomla FTP configuration. We're going to go ahead and skip this step. If you are familiar with this, you can enter in your FTP username and information, but you don't have to. And so we'll go ahead and skip it for right now and click Next. Step 13 is the main Joomla configuration. Here we want to enter our site name, which is a human readable name, usually just 1 or 2 words. Then you want to enter in your email address and make sure this is an easily accessible email address, as it'll be used for password resets and sending out system announcements and alerts. Then we want to select our admin username and password for Joomla. By default, Joomla uses the name admin. Feel free to change this to something a little more secure that only you will know, since it is your administrator account. And the last section on this screen is the sample data, and we'll take a minute to talk about sample data. If you're new to Joomla, it's really worth taking the time to get this installed. Only takes a second, and it goes ahead and pre-populates your Joomla install with your articles, menu links, modules, everything you need to go ahead and get your Joomla up and going, and let you see how it's all put together. Once you've installed and worked with Joomla a couple times, you can leave this off because it kind of gets in the way. But your first time through, it's really worth installing the sample data. So we'll decide if you're going to install it or not, and then click Next. Step 14, you have now installed Joomla. Congratulations. At this screen, you are able to remove the installation folder, which is very important to do. You don't want to name it to another name. Go ahead and click the installation remove button. That's very important. You also have a site and administrator button. The site button takes you to the front end of your website so you can see everything, see what you've installed. And the administrator button takes you to the Joomla backend where you can enter in your admin username and password. So let's go ahead and go to the site button. And now we're looking at the front of your new Joomla website. And if you installed a Joomla 1.7 site with sample data, this is exactly what it should be looking like. So congratulations. Step 16, you are now completely done. So let's go to the administrator side, which is yourdomain.com/administrator. Log in with your Joomla username and password, and you can start configuring Joomla. So congratulations, you got Joomla installed. That's how you install Joomla at Site5 using the standard Joomla installer. So what's next? Time to start adding content to your website and getting it complete. If you found this video helpful, we would appreciate you liking it at YouTube and heading over to joomlahostingreviews.com to leave a review of Site5 or any other hosting company you may have worked with. Your review is helpful to those in the Joomla community and allows them to find the best Joomla hosting. So thanks, and see you soon.